Welcome to the History Corner. In this video we're looking into the strange, the spooky, and the downright bizarre superstitions people actually believed in throughout history. From garlic-wielding vampire hunters to beauty routines that used bird droppings, let's explore just how far people were willing to go to keep bad luck and bad looks at bay. Let's start with something spine-tingling. Vampires. In Eastern European folklore, vampires were more than just creatures of horror. They were believed to be a real threat. And what better way to protect yourself than with a clove of garlic? That's right. Garlic wasn't just for cooking, it was your first line of defense against the undead. People believed that vampires hated the smell of garlic because it would ward off their evil spirits. If you wanted to be extra safe, you could even hang garlic around your windows or wear it around your neck. But the superstition didn't stop there. For extra precaution, people would place mirrors near graves to catch a glimpse of these nocturnal wanderers. After all, everyone knew vampires couldn't see their own reflection. Moving on from garlic, let's talk about another weapon against bad vibes: salt. Salt has been considered a powerful tool for centuries, thought to purify and protect. Ancient Romans would toss salt over their left shoulder if they spilled any, because the left side was considered unlucky. Why? That's where demons supposedly lurked. The superstition was that if you spilled salt, you were inviting trouble. By throwing a pinch over your left shoulder, you'd blind the demon that was patiently waiting for you to mess up. Some even believed salt could protect you from witches or evil spirits, so it wasn't uncommon to find salt sprinkled around a home's doorways and windows. Beauty has always been a priority, even if it meant risking your health. In medieval Japan, for example, geishas and kabuki actors would use a special ingredient for their flawless skin: bird droppings. Known as yugisu no fun, or nightingale poop, this unusual treatment was believed to create a smooth complexion. Today, it sounds bizarre, but it actually worked. Bird droppings contain natural enzymes that gently exfoliate. But that wasn't the only strange beauty practice. In Elizabethan England, people used lead-based face powders to get that ghostly pale look. Think of it as an early version of skin whitening. Unfortunately, lead poisoning was a real risk, but hey, all for beauty, right? A pale face was thought to signify wealth and nobility, so they layered it on, oblivious to the side effects. Today, black cats are adorable, but back in medieval Europe, they weren't so lucky. They were believed to be witches' companions, or even witches themselves in disguise. If a black cat crossed your path, it wasn't just a bad day, it was an omen of death. People were so terrified that black cats were often hunted, and unfortunately, many were killed. Ironically, this superstition may have actually worsened the spread of the Black Death, since fewer cats meant more rats, the very creatures spreading the disease. Ever seen a horseshoe hanging over a doorway? That's an old superstition for good luck. Iron was considered magical because it came from the earth and was thought to repel fairies and other mischievous spirits. Fairies apparently didn't like metal, especially iron. Placing an iron horseshoe above your door wasn't just decoration, it was a security system. People believed it would protect the home from evil and ensure good fortune. Some even said you had to hang it with the ends up to catch luck, but others argued it should point down to pour luck over you. Either way, the horseshoe was your medieval, no trespassing, sign for evil spirits. If you've ever traveled to the Mediterranean or the Middle East, you've likely seen the iconic evil eye charm. For thousands of years, people believed that a stare, especially an envious one, could curse you with bad luck. To counter this, people would wear an eye-shaped amulet to reflect the bad energy back at the person giving the glare. This belief was so strong that even today, many believe in its protective power. Let's shift to a superstition from Native American culture: the dream catcher. These woven talismans were made by the Ojibwe people to protect from bad dreams, letting good dreams pass through and catching the bad ones in its web. This tradition held that nightmares would be caught in the dream catcher and disappear with the first light of dawn. Today, dream catchers are popular worldwide, and many still hang them above beds for a peaceful night's sleep. Love spells were a big hit, especially in Europe during the 19th century. In one peculiar ritual, a young woman would peel an apple in one long strip, then toss the peel over her shoulder. The peel was supposed to form the initials of her true love's name. Another love-related superstition involved mirrors. Some believed that if a woman looked into a mirror at midnight while holding a candle, she'd see the reflection of her future husband, or a skull, if she was destined to die unmarried. A bit dramatic, don't you think? Now, here's one for any sailors watching: never whistle on a boat. According to old seafaring lore, whistling on a ship was believed to whistle up the wind and could summon a storm. Sailors were a superstitious bunch, and they took this warning very seriously. Mirrors have long been considered magical and dangerous. Many believed that mirrors held a piece of your soul. If a loved one died, you'd have to cover every mirror in the house. Why? To prevent their spirit from getting trapped inside. In fact, breaking a mirror was thought to bring 7 years of bad luck, 7 years to cleanse the damage done to your soul. If you've ever seen a rabbit's foot keychain, you've witnessed a long-standing superstition. Ancient cultures believed that carrying a rabbit's foot brought good luck, especially if it came from the left hind leg of a rabbit caught in a cemetery under a full moon. A bit specific, don't you think? Rabbits were seen as magical creatures, able to communicate with the spirit world, so carrying their foot was thought to give you a bit of their luck. Ever feel weird about walking under a ladder? This superstition goes back to ancient Egypt. A ladder leaning against a wall forms a triangle, a sacred shape symbolizing the trinity of life, death, and rebirth. Walking through it was believed to disrupt that balance, inviting misfortune. To avoid a curse, people would walk around a ladder, and some still do to this day. Opals might be beautiful, but for centuries, they were believed to bring terrible luck, unless they were your birthstone. This superstition dates back to the Middle Ages, when opals were thought to hold the powers of all other gemstones, which made them, well, suspiciously powerful. Some thought they brought bad luck because they could change colors, supposedly reflecting the wearer's own misfortune. You've probably heard someone say, "knock on wood," to ward off bad luck. This habit dates back to ancient pagan cultures, who believed spirits lived in trees. By knocking on wood, you'd call on the spirit for protection. Even though we don't believe trees are magical anymore, the habit stuck, just in case the spirits are listening. In many cultures, a bird tapping on your window or entering your home was thought to be a bad omen, often signaling death. Ravens, in particular, were viewed as messengers of doom. But not all birds were unlucky. Some believed a robin flying into the house meant good news was coming. So, keep an eye out. From garlic necklaces to iron horseshoes, these superstitions may sound funny, but they reveal just how deeply people feared the unknown. Today, we can laugh at some of these practices, but back then, they were no joke. Thanks for joining us on this strange journey through superstitions. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below with your favorite superstitions. See you next time.